أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Assalamu alaikum, dear community members. We'll start our Thursday program with Quran recitation, inshallah. We'll recite Surah Balad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا أيحسب أن لم يره أحد ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وهديناه النجدين فلاقتحم العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة فك رقبة أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة أو مسكينا ذا متربة ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار مؤصدة صدق الله العلي العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. I swear by this town, as you reside in this town, and by the Father and him whom he begot. Certainly we created man in travail. Does he suppose that no one will ever have power over him? He says, I have squandered immense wealth. Does he suppose that no one sees him? Have we not made for him 2 eyes, a tongue, and 2 lips, and shown him the 2 paths of good and evil? Yet he has not embarked upon the uphill task. And what will show you what is the uphill task? It is the freeing of a slave, or feeding during days of general starvation, an orphan among relatives, or a needy man in desolation, while being one of those who have faith and enjoin one another to patience and enjoin one another to compassion. They are the people of the right hand. But those who defy our signs, they are the people of the left hand. A closed fire will be imposed upon them. Sadaqallahu al-aliyyul azim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin wa ajil farajah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We'll now have Dua Kumail, inshallah. And I would like to request Brother Zahir Sheikh to please come and recite. For Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin wa ajil farajahum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العسام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته اللهم عظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك اللهم لا أجد لذنوب غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترت وكم من فادح من البلاء أقلت وكم من عثار وقيت وكم من مكروه دفعت وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرت اللهم ما بلائي وأفرت بي سوء حالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وقعدت بي أغلالي وحبسني عن نفعي بعد آمالي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها ومطالي. يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي، ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري، ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا، وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك، أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي، ولم أحترز فيه من تزيين عدوي، فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك القضاء، فتجاوزت بما جرى وخالفت بعض أوامرك، ولك الحجة علي في جميع ذلك، ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاءك، وألزمني حكمك وبلاءك. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي، معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا، لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شدي وثاقي. يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي، أبني لابتداء كرمك وسالفي برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي، أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك، وبعد ما انتوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك ولهج به لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك، وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك، هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيت أو تبعد من أدنيت أو تشرد من آويت أو تسلم على البلاء من كفيته ورحمت. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا، وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك مادحا، وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققا. وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة، وعلى جوارها سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة، وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنا. ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك يا كريم يا رب، يا كريم يا رب، يا كريم يا رب. وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها، وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها، على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكثور، يسير بقاؤه قصير مدته. فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها، وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله، لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك، وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين. يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي، لأي الأمور إليك أشكو، لما منها أضج وأبكي، لأليم العذاب وشدتي أم لطول البلاء ومدته؟ فلئن سيرتني للعقوبات مع عدائك، وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك، وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك، فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي. صبرت على عذابك، فكيف أصبر على فراقك؟ وهبني صبرت على حر نارك، فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك؟ أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك؟ فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأضجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيج الآملين، ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين، ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين، ولأنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين. يا غاية آمال العارفين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين، ويا إله العالمين، أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته، وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته، وهبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته، وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمتك، ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك، ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك. يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك؟ أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك؟ أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه؟ أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفها؟ أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقها؟ أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب؟ أم كيف يرجو فضلك في عتكه منها فتتركه فيها؟ هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك. فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحديك وقضيت به من إخلاد معانديك لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقر ولا مقاما. لكنك تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون. إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جواري وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيت وبفضلك سترت وأن توفر حظي من كل خير تنزل أو إحسان تفضل أو بر تنشر أو رزق تبسط أو ذنب تغفر أو خطأ تستر. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورة وبخدمتك موصولة وأعمالي عندك مقبولة حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه معولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب طوع على خدمتك جوارحي واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في المبادرين وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين وأخافك مخافة الموقنين واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرده ومن كادني فكده واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك وأقربهم منزلة منك وأخصهم زلفة لديك فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك وجد لي بجهودك واعطف علي بمجدك واحفظني برحمتك واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا وقلبي بحبك متيما ومن علي بحسن إجابتك وأقلني عثرتي واغفر زلتي وإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك وأمرتهم بدعائك وضمنت لهم الإجابة فإليك يا ربي نسبت وجهي وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي وبعزتك استجب لي دعائي وبلغني منايا ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء فإنك فعال لما تشاء يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء وسلاحه البكاء يا سابغ النعم يا دافع النقام يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام يا عالما لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بي ما أنت أهله وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
Jazakallah, brother Zahir Sheikh. Please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. A few announcements about the upcoming programs for this week and the next week. Tomorrow we'll have Friday prayers at 1:12 p.m. In ICZ. And in the evening, we have Majlis for Shahadat of Imam Jawad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin wa ajil. The program will start at 7:45 and end with Salatul Maghrib. On Sunday, July 11th, we have the ICZ family picnic. And on the same day, we'll have celebration of wedding of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Hazrat Fatima Zahra sallallahu. Next Friday, we'll have Jummah prayers on site, and then in the evening, we'll have Majlis for Shahadat of Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam. And on Sunday, July 18th, we'll have a program called Hajj Through the Ages, where we'll have a discussion and speech by Hujjatul Islam Maulana Sayyid Hadi Yasin about the importance of Hajj and how the generations have performed it throughout the time. Please recite aloud salawat. We'll now have a speech by Hujjatul Islam Maulana Sayyid Hadi Yasin shortly. Please recite aloud salawat.
For this great honor and opportunity, alhamdulillah, once again, we're together. Another night of Jum'ah, eve of Jum'ah, night of rahmat, night of mercy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to include all of us in the best and special mercy of Him, inshallah, bi barakat salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillah, we are following the topic that we have, the history of Islam. As you are aware, started reviewing the important events that happened from the beginning of Islam, before the Bi'tha of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all the way to the establishment of Islam. After that, what happens, the immigration of Muslims, what happened to them. All those topics that we mentioned, all the way to the topic of Abi Talib, the values that Abi Talib that mentioned, one of the most difficult, one of the most difficult time in the history of Islam for a group of Muslims and actually non-Muslims together to support the leader of Islam. Another salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Thank you. So, mention that in the time which is around the 8 to 10 years after the Bi'thah of Rasulullah, that he officially became prophet, 8 to 10, think about it, 80 years after Islam, the establishment of Islam, right? To 10 years, to 10, which is 2 years, that Muslims and non-Muslims, because group of family of Rasulullah, Bani Hashim, they're still not Muslim. They came to the valley with the order of who? We mentioned who? Who remembers? Who ordered them to go to the valley? They didn't ask them. The kuffar, you mean, the mushrikeen? No, they didn't ask them. They put the sanction against them, right? Economical sanction, financial sanction. But there was a threat against the life of Rasulullah. Abu Talib suggested them to go to Sheba Abu Talib, right? To be somewhere secluded from them so they can protect Rasulullah better. But it was one of the most difficult time. I don't want to go to this, we already talked about it. Muslim and non-Muslim, the family of Rasulullah together to support the life of Rasulullah. No matter what, this never happened in the history of Islam, that you see that people would do such a thing except when it's related to their belief system, when it's related to their aqeedah. The strongest things in the history of human being can motivate them or can let them stay strong in something is the belief system, believing in something. It can be believing in a country, homeland, right? The soldiers who believe in what they're doing in aqeedah, they're the strongest soldiers, not the ones who have the best weapons in the world. No, the ones that what? Have aqeedah. In the history of Islam as well, we see that many times Quraysh is coming fully equipped, way better and more than small group of Muslims that get together, you know. Quran says, "Kam fa'atin qalilatin." Little group of people, which are Muslims, could defeat fa'at kathira, could defeat a lot of people, group of people. What is the reason here? Not even the number of soldiers, is the aqeedah of the soldiers. In our lives, the same thing. Our history of Islam, our course is what is analysis of Islam. Of course, history of Islam, right? So in my life, in the life of my children, in the life of our communities, what can be the strongest things can put the community together? What is the strongest thing can put two husband and wife to be attached together? Two brothers together, community members together. Friendships? No. Money? No. Marriage? No. Not even marriage. Not even marriage does not have that much power. That's why a little bit things happen. Divorce left and right. Ask me every day. I have people call me, right? No, I can't do it. It became a trend. Literally, like some people, I don't mention who he or she. They, email me on, let's say, Saturday. Alhamdulillah, we have a great weekend. It was a very good trip. We went to New York. Sunday, please, I want the talaq right now. I want the divorce right now. Right now. And I know it's like, inshallah, so we'll talk on Monday. On Monday or talk, he says, well, it's better now, right? This is marriage. This is the nature. Again, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be, right? But we're talking about the most ideal version of a relationship. Is a relationship is mixed and filled with iman between parents and children. What can stop children to disrespect parents or something? Well, yeah, I'm in your house. Just make it very, inshallah, short. Until I'm 18, so after that I don't need you, right? So that's why we see a lot of things happen. What can help? Between respecting elders, connection with elders, in-laws, grandparents in life, right? In the family. What can let us be so attached to them? Just the family bond? Or if they do something against me, I would go against them, right? The iman would be what Islam says, وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا. That is the secret behind this, right? As that's what we see in Islam, that's the secret. So we talk about the share, we don't want to go to the details again. So, inshallah, we are going to talk about the topic of Salawat ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. We are now at the time of Mi'raj, at the time of ascension. There are some historical important points we have to mention. There are some cultural ideas here that are not accurate. We need to make sure we distinguish them what happens, right? First and foremost, we talk about the topic of Bi'thah, if you remember. The time that Rasulullah became officially prophet, right? In the cave Hira, and he became prophet. That's what we call it what? Bi'thah, right? Many times we hear that people put this together. Night of Mi'raj, night of Bi'thah, they think they're the same. Many times you see even our programs that we have is night of Mi'raj, but it's not actually, no, it's a night of Bi'thah, not night of Mi'raj, right? Even when we announce, I tell people, so it's the night of Mab'ath, Bi'thah or Mab'ath, we call it Mab'ath, right? It's the night of Mab'ath, it's the day of Mab'ath, not the day of Mi'raj. Mi'raj is different than Mab'ath, right? So we're going to talk about the timing as well. However, just keep in mind because it's something relevant as well. So Mi'raj means ascension, right? That literally Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one night, like another night, he was going to go to bed and sleep. That angel comes, Jibreel, not tonight. We have a trip for you. This never ever happened to any human beings existed in this world and will never happen ila yawm al-qiyamah. Only one person in the entire of creation has this privilege to do this. I want you to think about the characteristics of personality of Rasulullah, right? Think about it. Sometimes, what is the capacity of the heart of this personality, this Rasulullah, this person? How big, how expanded is this personality and this heart that can take such a trip, such a holy trip, right? Musa, he goes to the cave, to the mountain. Tur. He asks Allah, I want to see you. And Quran says Allah shows his greatness, little bit of what we can say of his power to the mountain. Kharra Musa sa'iqa. He passed out. He can't take it. A little bit of in this dunya, right? We see that Rasulullah, they're taking him, his personality, from Mecca, of course, all the way to Baytul Muqaddas. Subhanalladhi asra ba'abdihi min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa. Some historians are saying that he was in the house of Hani, Rasulullah. That moment, Hani. Hani is who? Who knows? Who is Hani?
Sister of Imam
Ahsan. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Hani is the sister of Amir al-Mu'mineen, right? From the same father and the same mother. So very great person, this lady. Anyhow, it's one of the story. From Mecca to Masjid al-Aqsa. when he reached Masjid al-Aqsa, where's Mecca all the way? Masjid al-Aqsa, Palestine, right? Think about it, this distance. The whole trip happened, few narrations we have. Before he goes to bed, and at sunrise, Rasulullah is back with this long journey, okay? Some people are saying that, some traditions are saying, when he closed the door, there's a chain, right? Before the chain stops, moving, Rasulullah was back. So what we're discussing here, we're not talking about physical dunyavi journey here, right? We're talking about what? A different types of journey. So when he reached the Bayt al-Muqaddas, it's one of the most important, places and locations for Muslims. Still, that's why we are standing for Palestine, because not just Palestinian, which were standing for any oppressors, those who are oppressed. At the same time is the location, right? It's very important. So anyhow, so it's a tour. We're going to talk about it. And I want your idea to see why. What is the reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would like to do this? We know that Allah would do everything based on hikmah and reason, wisdom, right? Why he would do this? What is the reason behind this? Think about it. I want your idea. So he's getting to Masjid al-Aqsa. Never been there. First time. Because remember, we're talking about it. Since he was a kid, was raised by his Jad, his Abdul Muttalib, and his uncle Abu Talib, and he's a prophet, and he's dealing with all this Quraysh and everything. Anyhow, so he visited there, and he's saying everything. He visited the masjid. He had a chance to pray 2 rakah salat in some of the positions. How many of you guys been in Masjid al-Kufa? MashaAllah. When you go there, there are some positions you say 2 rakah salat here, 2 rakah salat, 4 rakah salat here, stuff like that. So he visited the birthplace of Hazrat Isa, over there as well, the house of the prophets. And again, I was a tour for the Bayt al-Muqaddas. From there, this is Dunyavi journey from here to there. From there, the ascension starts. That Rasulullah went to the Arsh of Allah. I'm going to say something, and I want to pass it very quickly because we don't want to open it up too much. We have some of the Urafa, some of the, not necessarily Maraja, Arif, those who reach the level that they have power, that location, physical location is not a limitation for them. I know multiple of them that people saw them in the same time in 2 different locations, in Haram al-Mamza and Haram al-Muhsin at the same time, and talk to them. Talk to them. It's not that it's just someone looked like them. No, then I realized no. He was in Karbala. No, he was in Mashhad. I saw him. Is there any limitation for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The location, the time? No. Right? At all. Whatever belongs to him, whatever gets, is there any limitation for angels? No. Is there any physical limitation for souls? Our souls, me and your souls? No. Right? When the souls in the spirit, the ruh comes, ruh doesn't have this physical limitation, right? Can be anywhere, everywhere, right? Even simple ruh. Is a single ruh is more important, more valuable, or Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Who gave this unlimited power to the soul, to the spirit of the simple people? That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Let alone the most important, Aql al-Kul, Aql al-Salim, Rasulullah himself, right? So from there the journey starts. He went to the Arsh of Allah. So now the actual tour is happening. I want you to think about it. The traditions are saying that the whole ascension and Mi'raj happened with the physical body of Rasulullah and the soul. If it was just the soul, okay, so that's not a big deal. It's like we pass away and we go to the Arsh, for example, right? Some people are trying, some of the ulama of Misr and Egypt say it was a dream. He had a dream. Well, dream is not. Me and you can have a dream that we went to Arsh, for example, right? It's not a big deal. When that happened, when Rasulullah was coming back, we'll talk about it. Come back from where to back to Mecca. coming back, he saw some of the caravans of Quraysh coming. Abu Sufyan were coming towards Mecca. It was a business caravan. So Rasulullah, he stopped there. He was there. He saw them, what they're doing, where they are and where they're coming, right? When the same day that he returned, he went out and he talked about what happened. He told everyone this happened. Of course, the polytheists, the Quraysh, Kuffar, became so angry. No, that's not true. That's a big lie. This is not happening. It's not possible, right? They said this is a big lie. Then Rasulullah says, I'm going to give you some news. So in the middle of the way, I saw the caravan of Abu Sufyan. They were there, and in a few hours or a few minutes, they're going to come to Mecca. Whenever everybody's waiting, they said they came back. When they came back, Rasulullah says, I even drank some water from one of the bowls that you have over there. I drank from that as well. So that started from this with the physical body of Rasulullah. This is the mu'jiza that will happen, right? Which again, if you look the miracles of Anbiya, how is it possible that Isa would bring a dead person to bring him alive, right? How is it possible that Musa, would split the water? How is it possible that the asa and the staff of Musa becomes a dragon? It's just possible. It's a mu'jiza. Mu'jiza is something that is impossible with the definition of the physical, worldly perspective of this story. It's impossible. That's what I want others to understand. Like, we might have some scientists that say, how is it even possible with physical body? How about if he's going to go up, then there's no oxygen over there, right? How about the gravity with what he went there? Well, you tell me how the soul goes up, right? The one who takes, please.
So we heard there's 7 skies, right? So where is the earth? Is it above the sky?
Ahsan. The arsh of Allah is on top of all the skies, right? Is the destination that Rasulullah, he went, yes, he saw all the Anbiyas and all. You have different traditions that what is in each of the skies, but we don't exactly know. So when we say 7 skies, I know what comes to your mind. First sky, and then we go a little bit higher, another one, and then you have to go a few miles, there's another. When we talk about the Jahannam, what comes to your mind? Please share with me. What comes to your mind? I know from your childhood you have an image in your mind. What is it?
Phoenix.
MashaAllah. Besides that,
It's huge.
it's huge. What is it?
A valley with fire inside.
Fire? What do you mean by fire? You mean this dunya be fire?
Much more than that.
How much more than that?
Way more than
Lava?
Sun. Like the sun.
The sun. That's it? Human beings are trying to see how they can get to the sun as well. You see, our imagination, understanding from these things is so worldly. It's a fire, much more than fire. Right? Heaven, they said, beautiful rivers are coming and nice areas, much more than Yosemite and the national parks, right? Much more beautiful. When they said, for example, the angels, think about some of the most beautiful human beings, way more beautiful than them, which is so limited. Our measurement is so limited, right? So that's why, we don't know. It's like 7. It's like what it is, how it is, right? But the number, it is correct because we have the truth. We have all of the Quran, right? The number is yes, but what is that? How is it? We don't know. I don't want to confuse you. You're not at that level. But even the topic of Sajda Adam, I'm going to go very fast. Don't ask any question. What kind of sajda is this? How is it? So the Jahannam, how is it? The heaven, how is it? Whatever it is, the concept is correct. It's the reward of the Ahl Bihish. Jannat is the reward of Jannah, right? When the soul goes there, that's actually what calms us down. When someone beloved one passes away from our souls, from our community, from our family, it can be a mother, a father, a grandfather. We all grieve. It's sad. It's difficult. Rasulullah himself grieved for his uncle, for his wife, for his son. He cried for Ibrahim, his child who passed away. He cried. And someone who says, oh, I didn't know, astaghfirullah, that you cry as well. So it's a vote to you. I have passion, I have emotion. Of course I cry, but I'd never say anything kufr, anything unjustice, against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when someone passes away, it touches our heart. It becomes so difficult. For a while, we're affected by that. Well, what can make us happy? What can calm us down? It's nice things that people said, even non-Muslim says, he's in a better place. He's in a better place. For mu'min, indeed, that's true. Way better place. What is it here? Come on, look at ourselves. Oh my God, a past year, Corona came, everybody. We still have to observe the, inshallah, the health advices, but the whole world is upside down. The stressors, anxieties, the problems here and there, all that. What kind of, that's why this dunya, there's the hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, hadith al-Qudsi to Musa. This is, Ya Musa, I put 7 things and 7 things, and people are looking for them somewhere else. 7 things and 7 things. People are mistakenly looking for something. One of them I would say, I did not put comfort in this dunya. Comfort is in akhirah, but people are looking for it. Whatever he can, whatever she can to provide the most comfortable life ever, that doesn't happen. You can be in the most beautiful, expensive places, but your heart is not calm. Many people come to us, mashallah, super rich. Please help us, my children. Yeah, some issues. How much are you willing to pay for them to come back? Anything, everything, my life. They can't enjoy it. I saw some of one of them, super duper rich. I saw he couldn't eat. He couldn't eat a simple food. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, I can. I have many factories, but I can't eat a simple food here. What makes us happy when someone leaves us, they went back to the source of rahmat and mercy. And that source of rahmat and mercy is not the one who's looking for you, right? So you have to go to the hell because you didn't help. Every single surah you start with what? With what? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Why he put this Bismillah? Why? In the name of Allah, the most compassionate. What do you mean the most compassionate, the most merciful? All right? The most merciful. The most merciful. Think about the most merciful human beings on the earth, Rasulullah, right? He put everything in danger for the sake of people. You can't even compare it with what? Not at all. When someone, what comes aside is that they're not finished. What? This is Shah Jumah, inshallah, for the soul of all Marhumin and Rahmat, salawat ala Muhammad wa They're not done, they're not finished. They're just in a better place, inshallah. Many of them won't. Right? So actually that's the beginning of a new chapter of life for people. Right? Exactly like a baby in the mother's womb. It's the best example we have in traditions. When a baby wants to go, it's very difficult. I'm fine here, right? Don't touch me. That's why when they come out, they cry, right? I was fine there. Inside the mom's womb, they don't cry that much, right? Maybe a little bit. But when they leave there, it's the world. I don't want it. I want to stay there. Sweetheart, you're going to go somewhere. It's much more comfortable. We have AC, we have food, we have juice, everything you want. What is it that you're... No, I'm fine here. Sweetheart, you're going to go to Jannah. You're going to heaven. Work well here. You're going to go to... No, I'm good here. Don't touch me. Right? So what can calm us down is that, no, we are still in touch. Some of the tradition says that, no, actually the soul of mu'mineen can come and visit their families as well. What we need to do is connection with them. Pray for them. Send the thawab for them. When they were alive, they were giving us a lot. When they were younger, raising up us, helping us, taking care of us, just being there for us. Imagine sometimes just being there. A father Believe me, a father just being there is important, even if he doesn't do anything. Just being there, just be alive. God forbid, even if he's in the hospital, just be alive, stay there. That's the whole support and power for me. Those who don't have their fathers, they understand what I'm saying. Right? So, but they did everything for us. Now that they're not here, their hands are not in this dunya, it's our turn to send to them as much as we can. Not that we wait until they pass away and we do something for them. No, we have to do in this dunya as much as we can. And when they are not in this dunya, that's actually a time as well. We send the thawab, we send the reward. I'm not just saying that let's have the measures for the sake of, this is the easiest part. Let me tell you what. We all have amwal, right? The easiest part for us is to spend money for amwal. The easiest one. MashaAllah khairat, which is very good, right? Very good, mashallah. This majlis, that majlis, this faqir, that person, very good. Everybody can do, right? Some people, they're not even into Islam and practicing Islam. Take this money, inshallah, go somewhere, buy something on behalf of my father. Oh, okay, inshallah, we'll reach it. The most important thing that you can help your parents or the loved one that passes away is you become amal salih for them. You become righteous deeds for them. Even in generation, grandchildren, you become amal salih for your grandfather. Because a grandfather is what, for example? Is the buzurg of the khandan, right? It's the buzurg of the family. It's the head. If someone's funeral, they look for the oldest one to say tasliyat first to the oldest one, right? So becoming amal salih, good, righteous person is the best thawab and deed which you can send to them. Rasulullah, look at him. He is the result of a pure generation. And look at his generation. Continued his trip to the Arsh of Allah. This great journey. He's still a human being, right? With this body. Imagine, when a wahy revelation comes to him, we mentioned he has some physical symptoms. He gets fever. He starts sweating. His blood pressure. All these changes. He starts shivering, right? These are the physical aspects when Jibreel comes to him and says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, qul huwa Allahu ahad. Let alone he's going to Arsh of Allah, right? What he's saying there. He visited the whole creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these guys. He talked to the soul of Anbiya. He talked to them. He talked to angels. He visited, the hell and heaven and everything around, what is going on, what happens there. So now let me ask you, what do you think? Why? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is providing this tour and this trip for the most important abd and servant of himself? What should be the reason?
Could be many reasons, but it could be a special gift to the Prophet.
Ahsan, very good, mashallah. It could be a special gift to Prophet to show his greatness, to show that you are number one, Mustafa. What is the meaning of Mustafa? You've been chosen, right? I chose you to do this. Right? This is very good. By the way, when I ask you, I'm learning as well from you guys. You see, mashallah, it's great things coming. So what else?
Show the importance of Rasulullah.
Show the importance of Rasulullah. Ahsan. Very good. What else? There's hikmah and reason. Just think about it. And whatever he does, whatever Allah gives to Rasulullah somehow is related to his mission. What comes to your mind? Ahsan. What are the secrets behind all these things? Look, doctors, when they become doctor, they read a lot of books, right? Medical books, surgery. This is when you open the heart, it's like this. When you open the stomach, it's like this. The belly is here, the kidney is here, right? From the books. Imagine if they never actually go to a body and open and start saying what is what, right? They show them. You see this? This is what I talked in the book. You see this? When we talk about the health, fire and we talk about heaven, we talk about angels, look at this. So when you are a messenger, right? When you're sending your message, even a surah, you actually saw what is behind. It increased the yaqeen and ma'rifat of Rasulullah as well, right? What is going on? What else? Anything else comes to your mind? Sisters as well, you're welcome to share.
So he can convey what he saw to the people to warn them.
Ahsan. It can convey to people. We might say, well, never, who saw it? It's just in a book, right? Who saw it? Muhammad Amin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saw it. Allah. Who saw it? The one that la yantiqu anil hawa. In huwa illa wahyun yuha. The one that never in his life, he didn't talk based on his desires. Whatever he said was directly wahy from Allah. Right? Anyhow, so then he reached to, when he went to Ash, then he reached to Sidratul Muntaha. Who knows what is Sidratul Muntaha? Special gift for them.
I think the boundary that a human cannot cross.
Boundary that human cannot cross. You're close.
Maybe angels cannot go.
Maybe angels cannot go. Okay. What else? Sidra is the name of a tree. Sidra. Sidra coffee, right? Sidra. It's the name of a tree. Basically, put it this way. Okay. So whatever it is, the haqiqat of that, the origin of that, is the highest level that the tafsir Quran didn't talk or talked about it, but didn't expand it. Whatever it is, this is a tree with a great shade. A tree that can support a lot of people, benefit a lot of people, right? Whatever is this tree or whatever is this the place is somewhere that, even if it's a tree, again, we think about a tree here, right? Know exactly what it is. It's somewhere in the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the peak, is the highest, in the arsh, that was the end of the journey of Rasulullah when he went there. He visited the Sidra. We don't know what it is, what is in there, what was there, blah, blah, blah. But we know that he got to the level that, yes, no one else could pass that area. The angels even cannot go. The most important angel, which is Jibreel, he cannot go there. I was saying out like now, here as well. We have this in our traditions, and we have in traditions that I would say it if you recite loud salawat, and maybe not a hidani, right? After that, that's fine. And Rasulullah over there, he saw the timthal. He saw something similar to Amir al-Mu'minin in the Arsh of Allah, in the Arsh. He heard the voice of Amir al-Mu'minin in the Arsh. Not that Amir al-Mu'minin is there, no. Remember, he's not there, he didn't go to Mi'raj, right? Only one is the surah. But he saw the timsal, the angels doing tasbih and praising Amir al-Mu'minin, something like Amir al-Mu'minin. No. Salawat ala Muhammad. From Sidratul Muntaha, the journey was over. He came back to, again, Baytul Maqdis. Why not from Arsh to Mecca directly, right? From there, back to, it's like the vehicle goes back to the same track. Goes back to Baytul Maqdis, and from there comes towards Mecca, or the house of Mahani, or whatever it is. Before sunrise, Rasulullah was there and he reached. Some of the tradition, some of the ayat of the Quran about these occasions. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه سميع بصير. So there are a few points, only 2 points here. Number one, Allah has made it so clear here. First and foremost, Mi'raj is 100% true, happened. Why? It's not a tradition. It's ayat Quran, right? Subhanallah, glorious is He who made His servant have this tree. Who did it? Allah. No, not Rasulullah. Allah made him to do it. He doesn't have any power to do it himself. With the power of Allah that happens. How limited is there any limitation for the power of Allah? No. When Allah wants to do anything, kun fayakun. Any measurement for himself? Anything, let me see if I can do it or not? No. There's not oxygen there. How about the gravity? Come on. Childish, whatever you're saying. I created everything, right? How about the time? Doesn't make sense what you're saying, right? You can't even take care of a little virus corona. So you want to talk about the Ashra of Allah, whatever, how it's going up and down. Come on. Right? You send some rocket a few times, explode in the middle of the way. So how can you? Anyhow, so first and foremost, Asra, we did it. And Asra, you know what is the mu'jiz of Quran? Let me tell you what. Why Quran is so summarized and has the most important things. Asra means a journey at night. Arab said, Sayr Asra, whatever journey they had at night, not in the morning. Whenever it happened, when did it happen? The Mi'raj? Laylan, right? At night happened. Asra. Bi'abdihi. So, why didn't he say that? Subhanallah Asra ruhu, the soul of Rasulullah. Huh? Why didn't he say in the dreams subhanallah, he showed them somehow? Abd is who? Tell me. What is Abd? You are Abd, inshallah, right? We're sitting here. Physical and the ruh together, right? I took this Abd from here to there to there. So it happens physically and ruh. That's why we have the Shab Mi'raj, we have the Jash and A'mal and everything. It's a special night, important. Another ayah for Surah Al-Najm, 11, 12, 13. ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى فتمارونه على ما يرى ولقد رآه نزلة أخرى عند سدرة المنتهى إنها جنة الله. Whenever it's Sidratul Muntaha, next to it is what? Jannatul Ma'wa. They're very close to each other, right? So, because Mushrikeen, they were arguing with him. No, how can you see the angels? Rasul says, forget about the angels. He saw the Ashq of Allah. He saw Sidratul Muntaha. He saw Jannatul Ma'wa, right? Jannatul Ma'wa is the highest level of Jannah. So he saw there as well. So what are you talking about? So based on this ayat of Quran, definitely Mi'raj happened and no one can argue it. When it comes to traditions, Al-Lamay Tabarsi, in his book, he says there are four categories of very quickly I would say, four categories of riwayat. One tradition that shows 100% that Mi'raj happened. This is ayat of Quran and traditions. One section of traditions 100% prove that Mi'raj happens with some characteristics that we mentioned. The second of the traditions that we have about Mi'raj is that we don't know 100% these are correct. It's not as certain as the first one that it proves that Mi'raj happened. But we know that he visited the heaven, he visited the hell, and and then he talked to the prophets. There are some groups not as certain as the first one, but the other levels as well. We have this. There are the third categories that we're not accepting them, such as he actually talked to people of heaven. He talked to people in hell, in the hellfire. He talked to them. Those are not, we cannot accept them. It's not authentic well enough. And the fourth one, definitely the fabricated lies and everything about Mi'raj, that Rasulullah over there, we have some of these lies that he actually sat down next to Allah and probably he drank some tea to each other or something like that. Just lies that we have it. He heard the sounds of the qalam and the pen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has a pen to write down and he heard that, right? These lies that we have over there. Anyhow, so that's about ayat of Quran. When did it happen? Again, to make sure that it's not Shab Mab'as, right? The two different. Ibn Ishaq and Ibn Hisham are two of the most famous historians. They're saying the 10th year after Mab'as, right? That happens. Bayhaqi, another very famous and important historian, he's saying the 12th years after Ba'ath, not Shab Mab'as. When? 12th year, right? So some believe it happened more than once. It is when Allah, okay, so in Mi'raj, one of the most important things happen in Mi'raj. This 5 times prayer that you have is a gift of Allah to Rasulullah, to Ibad in the Shab Mi'raj. Up until then, Muslims were not praying 5 times a day. So what we know for sure is that it's definitely after the 10th year after Mabba'ath. Why? Because 8 to 10, remember in Shib Abi Talib, in the valley of Abi Talib, Muslims are dealing with a lot of issues themselves, right? Imagine the hope comes and then another wajib 5 times pray as well. It's the beginning of something. Don't look at yourself, your parents are Muslim, blah, 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 back to back, Islam, Quran, traditions, riwayat. It's nothing. Muslims don't know anything about this religion except someone came and says there's one God. Just believe in one God. That's it. Okay, so we believe in that, right? The message of Rasulullah, another proof for this is that when Rasulullah was talking to some of the Muslims, some of the people who wanted to become Muslim and convert to Islam, Rasulullah was asking them only say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. That's it. Not even saying Muhammad Rasulullah, because when you say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, that means you believe in the prophethood of myself, right? Nothing else after that. If it was wajib, he could say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, and then namaz, and then zakat, and all these things, right? At the beginning of this. So we know until the 10th, which is the Shib Abi Talib, none of this happened. So therefore we believe that Mab'ath, whenever happened is, the Mi'raj, whenever happened is after the 10th, but most probably it's the 12th that happened. So this is a very important part of history that happens to Rasulullah. Many people says, what are the miracles of Rasulullah besides the Quran? Many miracles, yes. One of them is this miracle that happened, right? And Quran is talking about this. And everything Quran says is definitely mahfuz and correct. Another point here I want to say is this. How you be disconnected from this world. Which Rasulullah is saying this journey. How you be disconnected from this world. And you go to heaven. You go to the Ashura. You go to the Day of Judgment. This long journey that we think about it, from Mecca to Bayt al-Muqaddas to Ashura, visiting every day, talk to angels, coming back, all these things, how long will it take, right? All this happens in a very short period of time of dunya. Our life in this dunya is as short as that. Yes, if it's a chain that is moving, as short as that. No one can say and can believe and can guarantee that I'm going to stay here. That's it. I'm creating the... Throughout the history of human beings, no one became stronger than Pharaoh of Egypt. Pharaoh. No one could become stronger. To the level that he claimed he's the creator. Think about it. He believed in it, right? What kind of power you should have? You can't lie about it. So you can pretend in front of people, but you can't claim something that is so big, right? None of these people came and says, I'm God. Right? We see Pharaoh comes, how much power he has. He comes and says, I'm God. And literally, your life and everything is in my hands, right? Even Pharaoh with that power, Qarun with that much wealth, Nimrod with that much power, even Rasulullah, even Ibrahim, you have a time, you have to go. Doesn't matter who you are, you leave this dunya very soon. The matter is this. Remember what I said, going there, the soul of mu'mineen, the soul of believers, right? The question is this, are we ready for that? This very soon journey that is going to happen? Inshallah, soon is going to happen. We'll see the heaven. The heaven is important to see, which the heaven of believers are being with Ahlul Bayt as well. And that's the heaven of believers to be there, inshallah. But this will happen to all of us. The question is that, be ready for these things. I would interpret this. You come to Thursday night, you come to program, you do amal, you do amal of Shab al-Mi'raj, whatever you do, just preparing yourself for this trip. Similar to the trip of Rasulullah, that he went to Mi'raj, We will be there. We will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will be responsible about mithqal al-dharrah. We will be responsible for small particles, small things that we did or we said in this dunya. If accidentally, not accidentally, I broke someone's heart, something happened, I said something, I'm sorry. Documented. You see this camera? Right? So my camera is this camera. Doesn't matter if it's a small move or big move or something, they're recording it. I'm sorry, can you just don't record this part? No, I'm sorry, I record everything. Or we can go review it again, see it again, but let me tell you this, brothers and sisters, we don't have time to make mistakes. We don't have time to commit sins, do something against the path of Allah, and then think and believe that we're going to do something, inshallah, and correct it, and we're going to do it. We don't have time for that. Literally, we don't have time. All those who passed away, if we could go ask them, can you believe? No, I can't believe this. So, it's just a matter that this self-awareness I bring to myself, which is the message of Anbiya and Awliya for all of us, to think about it, that inshallah, be ready for this. Reviewing this, the history, ayat al-Quran, and everything, inshallah, will help us to Salawat ala Muhammad wa So after this, inshallah, we'll go to the topic of immigration to Yathrib, to Medina to Rasul. So that's another whole chapter, very important, because from there actually the Islamic calendar will start as well. Very important historical and spiritual event that happened. We'll talk about it. Why Medina? I want you to think about it. Why Medina? 13 years Rasulullah, he's in Mecca with his family. They don't accept him, support him that much. But people of Medina, miles and miles away from him, right, will come from Medina, accept him, take him, and he goes to Medina. So we'll talk about that part, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه من أنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Ya Allah, we ask you for the sake of Anbiya and Awliya, for the sake of Rasulullah, hasten the zuhur of his son Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, let us and our generations ila yawm al-qiyamah be strong in the path of Quran, Islam, and Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, brothers and sisters around the world, Muslimin and Muslimat, who are under difficulties in all countries, being oppressed. Haqqa Muhammad wa Muhammad, provide opportunities for their freedom at this moment. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those brothers and sisters, my dear brothers and sisters present in this majlis, if they have any hajat, give them all khair hajat. Ya Allah, the way that you elevate the soul and the ruh and the jism of Rasulullah to Mi'raj, elevate our spirituality and our iman. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, let us reach haqqul yaqeen. Let us believe in the ma'arif of Islam and in your recommendations and your asturat. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are sick, dealing with physical deficiencies, issues, Haqqa Muhammad wa Muhammad, cure all of them, those who passed away, and the Lord and the Lord of our gathering to the soul. I have the names of Marhumeen, Fatah, inshallah, and all Marhumeen, and specifically his names, Marhum Sayyid Sadiq Ali Naqvi, Brother Najam's father, and Sayyid Mubarak Ali Naqvi, and all Marhumeen and Marhumat, inshallah, will have the phase and reward from our Majlis, inshallah, and specifically the mentioned names. Rahmallah man yaqra al-Fatihata ma as-salawat. Salli ala Muhammad. Bismillah.
محمد وعلى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. We'll have Ziyarat Wars shortly, inshallah. A request to please recite Amma Yujib 5 times for all the Mu'mineen and Mu'minat who are sick, especially parents of Brother Abbas Rashid, Mohsin Rashid, and Khurshid Rashid, and for all those people who are facing difficulties all around the world. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. We'll now try to bring Ziyarat Wars on screen, inshallah, and then I'll request Brother Ali Sabzuari to please recite. But Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad sallallahu
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله. السلام عليك يا وارث نوح نبي الله. السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله. السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله. السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله. السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا وارث علي أمير المؤمنين ولي الله. السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى. السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والوتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وأتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلت ولعن الله أمة ظلمت ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجست الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبست من مدهنات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين. وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرقيب الزكي الهادي المهدي. وأشهد أن الأئمة الملك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبي بكم مؤمن بشرائع دين وخواتيم عملي. وقلبي لقلبكم سلم وأمري أمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم ज़ियारत हज़रत अली अकबर अलैहिस्सलाम। अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न रसूलिल्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न नबील्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न अमीरुल मुमिनीन, अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न हुसैन अश-शहीद, अस्सलामु अलैका अय्युहा अश-शहीद व इब्न अश-शहीद, अस्सलामु अलैका अय्युहा al-मज़लूम व इब्न al-मज़लूम, लअन अल्लाहु उम्मतन क़तलतक व लअन अल्लाहु उम्मतन ज़लमतक व लअन अल्लाहु उम्मतन समिअत बिज़ालिका फरदियत बिह। या रब्बी हज़रत अब्बास अलैहिस्सलाम। अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न अमीरुल मुमिनीन, अस्सलामु अलैका अय्युहा al-अब्दु as-सालिह al-मुतीअ लिल्लाहि व लिरसूलिहि, अशहदु अन्नका क़द जाहदत व नसहत व सबरत हत्ता अताका al-यक़ीन, लअन अल्लाहु ज़ालिमीन लकुम व मिन al-अव्वलीन वल आखिरीन वल्हिqhum बिदर्क al-जहीम। ज़ियारत साइर शुहदा अलैहिस्सलाम। अस्सलामु अलैका या औलिया अल्लाह व अहिब्बाअह, अस्सलामु अलैकुम या अस्फिया अल्लाह व अउलियाअह, अस्सलामु अलैकुम या अंसार दीनिल्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैकुम या अंसार रसूलिल्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैकुम या अंसार अमीरुल मुमिनीन, अस्सलामु अलैका या अंसार फातिमत ज़हरा सय्यदत निसाइल आलमीन, अस्सलामु अलैकुम या अंसार अली मुहम्मद बिन हसन बिन अली ज़की al-नासिह, अस्सलामु अलैका या अंसार अबी अब्दुल्लाह बिअबी अंतुम व उम्मी طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوزا عظيما فيا ليتني كنت معكم وأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام على 9 المعصومين من ملك. السلام على صاحب العصر والزمان الأمان من فتن الزمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Jazakallah khairan. A quick reminder announcement for Jummah prayers tomorrow in ICZ at 1:12 p.m. And in the evening we have Shahadat Majlis for Imam Jawad alayhi salam at 7:45 inshallah. We have ICZ family picnic and celebration of wedding of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Hazrat Fatima Zahra on Sunday, July 11th inshallah. We have a few minutes in Maghrib and if you want, you can go and get ready with wuzu and all that. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
अहलन व सहलन जनाब अली, बाज़ खैर, तबीयत ठीक, माशाअल्लाह माशाअल्लाह, और सब खैर से कैसे सुनाओ, तबीयत ठीक ठाक है।